Everyone tells you to watch out for the following signs and symptoms which might indicate that you are a mental health patient. Everyone gives you a clinical approach on how to tackle your mental health problems. But me, I'm no expert. I'm just an artistic soul with a simple life and a simple approach on how to stay sane in a world designed to drive you insane. Simple, the EP. Enjoy.
Good evening. My name is Likuyani Eli. Welcome to the Family Edition. And as always, pleasure to bring you this very important program that tends to address matters family and society at large. So tonight, our topic is trust. You know, have you ever been in a position that you are asking yourself, can I trust this person? Can I regain back the trust I had for this person? And you get to that point, you're saying, not so sure because of everything they have done. And to help us through, I have Coach Collins Bolo, who is here to introduce himself. Good evening, Coach, and how are you?
Good evening. I'm fine and well, all the way from Kenya, Mombasa.
Oh, Mombasa, mjambo.
Kwa zima kabisa, twashukuru Maulana kwa yote.
I say Kiswahili kimbobea kweli coaches.
Hapa nakwambia ndio lugha yetu ya kwanza na ya pili kwa wengine.
Coach, kwa leo tuwajiuliza swali, or we are asking ourselves questions pertaining trust and trust issues. And the fundamental part of it, before we even get into the nitty-gritty of it, kindly tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you very much. My name is Collins Bolo. I'm a psychological counselor. Apart from that, the field of counseling, I'm an expert in what is called psychometrics. Basically, I do a lot of scientific assessment on people to know the speed of their brain, the level of intelligence, which career can they perform naturally and succeed. I'm also a professional speaker and a coach in leadership and relationship. Those are some of my lines in which I'm so much well known in the community.
Definitely, Coach, and I hope your insights will be of usefulness to us tonight, because we just want to discover why is trust and trusting of people becoming an issue in the first place when we talk matters family. Join us in the discussion with the hashtag Art in Heart, and of course, remember the hashtag Family Edition. This is the Family Edition, and my name again is Likuyani Eli. Well, Coach, I can't trust you. And why can't I trust you?
There are so many events which happen in human life which interfere with trust. Because when you talk about relationship, especially when it comes to relationship in context to marriage, one of the key things which attracts each other is the fact that two people have identified that they love each other, and so they do start trusting one another. But in their journey of life, probably things start changing, or they start experiencing some new other dynamics. And these dynamics, which are based on lack of trust, might be something which might have started on one partner before getting to a relationship, or sometimes it might be events of things happening within the relationship after it has started in one way or the other. Meaning that once the aspect of lack of trust comes in, one of the best things which a person needs to know and understand is this. Is this an attribute which currently I have because I have grown up with it? Basically, I don't trust people. I don't believe in people. And you are the first person I started learning to trust, but also now I don't trust you. Or you're this kind of a person, I've grown up trusting people. I've been a kind of a person where my weakness is trusting every kind of people. But right now I'm so much hurt because of several events which have happened in my life. And now I no longer trust you, neither do I trust any person. So first and foremost, we need to understand where is the root of our feeling and habit of mistrust coming from. However, it's extremely important for us to come back. When we talk about trust, what do we mean? This is my personal definition of trust, Ellie. Trust is a gift which a person gives to another person or a person he loves or a partner because first is trusting himself and trusting his judgment, and because of such, he shares it out to another person. That's my personal definition. It's a gift that you give to a person because you have trusted yourself, you have trusted your judgment, and so do you give to somebody else. That's very key. Now, once you can define it well from your part, then the next key person is once the trust is broken, what might be underlying issues behind it? Very key and very important.
Coach, let's juggle in between, and of course there are various aspects of trust issues that we'll talk about and how they come about. But let's start from the relationship context, man woman. The current trust or the most untrusted area of relationship is relationship that occurs between man, woman, and the phone. And it has come to my notice that the only way out, I'm told, is you keep off your spouse's phone. As a general thumb rule, is this supposed to be an issue in the first place? Because what are you hiding in the first place? That's the question somebody will ask.
That's very key. Lack of trust in a relationship is like trying to believe you'll survive with carbon dioxide without oxygen in life. Meaning that is one of the fundamental issues which is needed in each and every kind of a relationship. Husband, wife, parents, children, and even within work-related issues. Because when within our work areas, the time comes whereby you're working in a big corporate institution whereby there are a lot of cash flow, and the boss will require to have someone he can trust to handle his money. So in every aspect of life, trust is key and trust is very, very important. Now, the big question is, why should I trust, or what are some of the signs? Maybe I can address some of the common signs which probably if we see, it can help us to know if in our relationship actually trust exists now or not. Is it okay if I can address such?
Sorry, go ahead, coach. Just a couple of them before we get to the comment section and invite those who are watching tonight with us. Kindly proceed.
Okay. Now, some of the signs of lack of trust within a relationship includes the following thing. The moment you start to feel like you cannot let guard down. You cannot let guard down in front of your partner. Your people have been believing in each other very well. Mm-hmm. You have really trusted one another, but after several kind of episodes happening around your life, then your guards are very high. Yeah. And you cannot let it down in one way or the other. When such kind of pattern starts coming up within your life, then probably you need to consider one thing or the other. This week, right here in Kenya, there's something which happened. There's this woman who started doubting the husband, and he started following up the husband to investigate and to inquire more about her and some of the secrets within the husband. So the husband went and booked for a lodging somewhere in Kenya. Uh-huh. Then the wife followed her up. It was on, I think, second floor or third floor of a building. So the wife decided now to walk on some of these balconies to go and check and actually peep inside the hotel to know who the husband was with in the hotel. Unfortunately, where she was standing, she slipped down from the second floor. She fell and she died. Unfortunately, the husband was just feeling that day to just go and book room for himself and just sleep. He had no woman in that room. She died, unfortunately. Why? Such kind of things. It's so unfortunate she's dead. What she was looking for, she did not get. Unfortunately, she got what she didn't expect, and that's death. So, in such kind of feelings start coming up because of offenses taking place in our relationship, it's very key to understand there's high chances that trust levels have started going down in one way or the other. All other occurrences, like when you start becoming suspicious when your husband gets a text message on his or her phone, or your wife. Before, everybody was open, nobody had an issue when a text message comes to one partner or the other. But of late, you start realizing every time there's a beep, a text message has just landed on your wife's phone or your husband's phone. What happens? Your ear are just boom. I think that's another woman. That's another man trying to dog my wife. Now, those are common symptoms that high chances the level of trust within a relationship has started going down. Or
But why should it be a problem in the first place, coach? Yes, I know you've said the levels of trust are starting to diminish. But at the end of the day, if I'm receiving my texts, we receive text messages almost every day. So why should this particular pattern start becoming a problem? Is this because there's something that is changing within the relationship?
once one of the common things, the moment our emotional connection starts going down, emotional connection, you realize that's one of the factors which leads to such kind of thing. Because you're not connecting, then you start feeling maybe someone is connected to my wife or to my husband.
Yeah.
Two, if your own personal life in private, you're this kind of a person who does some fishy things and you don't want your partner to do, it is very much likely for you to start suspecting him or her based on your way of thinking. Because as a man thinks, so is he in one way or the other. So sometimes our own secret affairs and life is what is haunting us, while the other partner might be totally innocent and not involved in such kind of a thing. So that's very key. One to ask himself, but then, am I feeling this because privately I always do it? Three, association. If you're in a group of association whereby people are so negative and toxic, they're always talking about you can never trust a man, you can never trust a woman. Such kind of association becomes very key in affecting you, because those kind of negative vibes will be running in your mind. At the moment it starts running in your mind, it will start making you to believe a lie as though it is true. So the kind of association we have, the information we get from them, plays a key role on how we feel each and every day. As I said last week, there's part of our right brain which registers and calls the way we feel towards the way we believe. And the concept is how we think plays a very key role on how we feel and how we behave and the habits which we develop. So within a relationship, with such kind of suspicion starts coming in, might it be because of what I hear from my friends, what I do privately, or some occurrences which have happened in the past? This might include, for example, you went secretly to start investigating your husband or your wife phone. Then you got someone who wrote a text message calling your partner my dear. And for you, my dear, it means husband, wife, period, nothing else. So what happens? It means there's something happening here. Probably there's totally nothing taking place at that particular point. Or like at a case whereby a husband found a lot of nude photos of a secret of a guy who was pushing with the wife. And some of those photos included sex times which he has never done with a wife. It really broke his heart so much. From that particular point, trust level went boom. I know some women who discover the same thing from their husband's phone. Because of such kind of occurrences, it breaks the level of trust, and suspicion starts becoming part of your meal in your relationship.
Thank you very much, Coach, for that insight as we begin this conversation tonight. Remember, you're watching the Family Edition, which comes to you every single Saturday from 9:30 p.m. East African time. Let's go to the comment section, and I see there's quite some engagement there. For those that are joining in, remember the hashtag is Family Edition, hashtag @InHeart. And you can always ask Coach your questions in the comment section. So we have Mercy Chebet, who tells me, wewe hakuna mtu wa kuamini dunia. I don't know why Mercy is feeling this way, but we'll be finding out, and Coach will be helping us understand this kind of thoughts. We have Kev Zioka, who says he's following, and Ezra, on the other hand, says nowadays love doesn't exist. We just have it casual. Wow. Coach, you have some tough people to talk to tonight.
Yes.
We have Radio Africa EU, who says following us. Thank you so much, Radio EU. And we have Mark Makoha, who says tuned in. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Jakita here says, yes. And that is, Jakita says, tuned in to the family edition. Welcome. Now, there's quite right up here. Let me see what she says. Suspicious because the attitude and the behavior of your spouse is changing without reason. When you are in a long-time relationship with someone, you can feel that something is happening somewhere, Coach, and you cannot convince me otherwise. This feeling I'm having, kuna kitu, na hiyo kitu sio kura ya 2022. The importance of mental health is also a great area that is often underrated. Awesome. Michael Maganga, thank you so much. And this is something we'll be discussing further on. Mary Kawira Gidinji says, following from Mombasa. Thank you so much, Mary. That's a great support for Coach, who is actually streaming live from Mombasa. Kenya. Yes. Coach, I want us to take a quick one, and then when we come back, probably some of those questions that have been mentioned and talked about, we can discuss them as we come back. So let's take a quick one, and we'll be right back after this break.
Everyone tells you to watch out for the following signs and symptoms which might indicate that you are a mental health patient. Everyone gives you a clinical approach on how to tackle your mental health problems. But me, I'm no expert. I'm just an artistic soul with a simple life and a simple approach on how to stay sane in a world designed to drive you insane. Simple, the EP. Enjoy.
And yes, welcome back to the Family Edition. You are watching the Family Edition right here on Facebook, The Arts in Heart, and on YouTube, The Arts in Heart Official. We are multi-streaming to different other pages. Do find out that is from Radio EU, and we are equally on Tina Kagia's page. And without forgetting, we are more than happy to join you on YouTube. So I'm with Coach Collins. Before we left, people were asking questions and Coach was becoming worried. Coach, hakuna mtu kuaminika hii Kenya yetu, ama is it becoming a normal thing overall?
The reason why I gave my personal definition of trust as giving a gift to a person, giving a gift to a person because you have trusted yourself first, you have trusted your judgment, and then you share it out becomes very key. Now, the challenge is most of us, we want to earn trust from other people, but we have never even trusted ourselves. So it's like a relationship whereby it is like a tick-oriented. Just for to me, trust me, believe me. So you want everybody around you to trust you, but you yourself, your self-awareness as far as you are concerned, and the reason why you have to trust your judgment and why you have to trust yourself in each and every steps you make become very key. It is true, you cannot trust any other person if trust has never been built within yourself. That's very key. Just like loving, you can't love other people if you don't love yourself. It must start with you, from within yourself. And that's why I was saying sometimes it's important for you to understand what is this kind of a thing which makes you not to trust other people. Might it be something to do with your nurturing and growing? For example, you grew up in a society where there's too much of witchcraft and sorcery, and your parents told you never trust anybody around you. Your neighbors are bad. They'll poison you. They are very dangerous. They're always jealous about our success as a family. They're not happy about us. When such kind of comments are made to children, they grow up with this kind of mindset. You can't trust anybody. There's this other group of people. As I've been doing a lot of psychometric assessment on people from the ghetto and some from the high-end families,
Yeah.
I came to realize most of my patients and clients from high-end families, young people, have a common paranoia problem because their
Okay.
parents always tell them, don't trust any stranger, don't trust anybody. While in the ghetto, we are all strangers and we are all friends. The level of trust which people in the middle class and lower class have against each other is much higher.
Yeah.
This is an effect of our nurturing. So it is true, in Kenya, you may not trust anybody because you have never trusted yourself, or probably that toxin was put in you without knowing. And today, you are a fruit of wrong toxin information in your mind. Self-awareness is very key for one way or the other.
Coach, that's awesome. But I want to take you back to a prior text that was sent here, and the viewer is telling us, you know, you've been in a relationship for a prolonged period, and then suddenly this person starts acting and becoming in a way that they are not supposed to be. How then are you not supposed to be suspicious and start getting your guards and like, something is cooking here?
I'll give an example of an event which happened some years back. And these guys who got married and were so excited with each other. So the time they went to their honeymoon, the man opened the door of the car, carried the woman, the wife, the new wife, happy and excited, and took her to the bedroom and their room where they used to stay. It was fun and exciting. So every time they got out of the car, the guy demonstrated his love feeling to the husband, to the wife, by carrying her to the house. And this went on for quite some time. Then in time, more responsibility came up for life. When he was quitting out of the car, he started proceeding and the wife to follow him. When this thing started happening, the woman started feeling like something is wrong. Why is he not carrying me as he used to carry me from the time of the wedding? And realistic expectation become one of the key issues towards interfering in our relationships. Not only that, sometimes we tend to think that love and love feeling is consistent, static. The right word is static. So because what was exciting you on your first time of relationship, you are expecting after 5 years the same thing to be exciting you. A relationship where men and women are not changing is a relationship which has a problem. We need changes. Now, when these changes start taking place, new emerging issues will start coming up. Some might be shocking, but shocking does not mean necessarily it is bad. Why? This is a new environment for both of you. You have never been there before because you are not married before. And it is expected, that with these new emerging issues, then people have to behave differently. Now, the moment you believe that your love relationship has to be static, that's when you start becoming suspicious. Another example, the first time in your marriage, maybe what excites you more is sex. Every time you get your sex, which is good. The woman is so excited, the man is so excited. Then after some time, the interest of the woman for sex goes down as she's taking care of the child. Well, the interest of the man is accelerating because for the man, after God, it is sex. That's the reality. So what happens is this, like, why are you making me to be a sex object? Every time you just want sex, you just want sex. He's not a woman, he's a man. Now, the moment you frustrate him, because sex for marriage should be as natural as possible. It should not be something which the husband needs to struggle to get.
Yeah.
Especially when you're living together. The moment he struggles to get it, and he starts giving up and not demanding for it, and that's the time the wife is having ovulation and she's very hot, and the man is down here, what will happen? This guy, I'm suspecting something is extremely wrong with him. Or another example, women, one of the key things which they need from men is presence.
Yeah.
So he pumps the wife with a good television, a good house, good facilities, and everything. For the man, the goal mission is achieved. I have everything for you. And he's not aware that what this woman needs more than anything else is presence. So what happens? The man after work, he meets with some other colleagues to discuss business after work.
Yeah.
Then he gets home late at 8 and he left work at 5. But during the early stage of marriage, the man was coming back home at 5:30.
Yeah.
Yes. So what happens? This guy must be dogging me somewhere. I don't
Exactly.
trust him anymore. It seems he's getting late at home, at least to get late dating with me. There
And
must be
worse
another woman
is,
somewhere.
coach, when he comes home, he doesn't want to have a look at the yellow pages. He just wants to stay easy, and he says, "I'm tired." As soon as he's eaten and
Yes.
taken his shower, Jamai is knocked out,
There,
and
knockout.
then Madame
I
is
am,
there waiting and saying,
you no longer call me babe.
Exactly.
Something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong somewhere.
Coach, that you're mentioning this, it gives us another scenario, and this is only just to engage people further, where you find, and let's stay in the spouse kind of relationship.
Context.
One is there, and the other one, doing their thing, and then when they come together, the other one definitely is so excited to tell how their day was and what happened and what they didn't do or didn't achieve, or complain about the weather and how the traffic was bad. And the other guy is like, nowadays, before it was the Gazette, the Gazette ages, where
Yes,
our fathers
yes,
will come home and you're wondering, what are they reading for 5 hours? But nowadays it's the phone.
yes.
Are you even listening to me? Coach, hiyo story tunadili nayo aje?
Now, one of the ways we need to understand is that people solve issues and connect at different levels based on dynamics of gender. As a man, when you get back home and your wife probably has been at home, or she's a working kind of a woman, she feels connected when she starts explaining about the whole event of the day, because she's expected per day to clear at least 9,000 words. Now, the intelligence or the emotional intelligence which a man ought to have is to give an ear to the wife. Just listen to her. Let her talk, whether whatever she's talking has a lot of sense or no sense at all. Now, in that process of talking, even sometimes she might be having some issues, and she's actually unleashing them out. At this particular time, the woman needs a man with a big ear so that she can be heard. Now, the problem we have as men at this particular point, when our wives start talking about their issues, we try fixing their problem, because we think that everything a woman says or any challenge she talks about, we must give her direction and we must fix the problem. But what they need is just to talk at that time. So what happens? Sometimes the man starts cutting off the woman conversation to try to fix the problem. So men ought to understand, when a woman is talking so much about the day and the challenges, don't try to fix the problem. Just listen to her. On the other side, when the man comes back home,
Before you jump to the other end, coach,
yes,
you are trying to listen
yes,
to them. And when I meant them, I'm referring now to the woman or the man in
yes.
that scenario. You're trying to listen so keenly and not giving solution. And then they are saying, "Did you even hear what I said?" And you're busy listening.
Now, the best thing to
Help
do,
me
if you have a
understand.
phone, put it aside, because men, we are not multitask. We cannot be listening to her the same time we are reading the charts. The best thing to create respect and honor to her is to put your phone aside and just listen to her. If she will ask a question which she needs solution, try to give your opinion about it, or ask her, what do you think about it? But if she's just talking, put it aside, active listening. Just listen to her. Now, the moment you put your phone aside, it works well, because in the past, our fathers were putting the newspaper, and sometimes the newspaper was upside down, or his eyes are on the news, but he's not listening to whatever is happening in the news, and the woman is wondering what exactly is happening at this particular point.
Yeah.
Active listening becomes key towards connecting, and for the woman to feel, my man respects me, and that will help in building trust among themselves. Very, very key. Put your phone aside, put the book aside. If possible, switch off the television. Just listen to your friend. Even if what she says does not have sense to you, it has a lot of sense to her at that particular point. Very key in building trust. On the other side, can I go to the other side now?
Do it, yeah, about a minute or
Yes.
so, please. Yeah.
With the men, when they're in trouble and issues crisis, men solve problem by being silent. So sometimes when this man gets home and is just silent and is looking at the television, all his eyes are on the phone. Interestingly, you need to understand sometimes as much as the eyes are on the phone, he's totally not reading anything. If he's on the news and you ask him what's going on the news, he might not describe anything happening on the news. Men are the only creatures on earth which can solve a problem by being silent and getting to what we call the nothing box. Now, when your husband is silent in the time of crisis, kindly, he's not a woman. Don't start telling him, please, you need to talk, because talking is one way of solving a problem. That's a way in which it solves a problem on a woman, but not for a man. So it's very key to leave him alone. Let him be silent. Let him think and ponder about the issues. For when we talk as men, we talk so that we can fix our problem.
Long live Coach Bolo, long live. To the comment section, I see somebody here talking to us and they're saying I'm tuned in or on. That is Vinsky and Joyce. And nice, they say. Gilbert Were, Abariako. I know you went for the 4 awards and congratulations on the nominations, but you know what? We live to fight another day. Coach Bolo is a great man. I like his advice. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Amen, Coach Kiproroda. Umejificha wapi, madam? Welcome to the show. And we have Anthony watching us live on Facebook, rather on YouTube. And he's saying, interesting and very informative. And again, there we go with Mary Kawira Kidinji, who tells us timely information, this era of mistrust among couples. Coach, trust and mistrust does not just exist when we talk about relationship between man and woman and how love happened and how it didn't happen. Did you know that there are people you cannot trust with your money? And how then? Kuna mtu ukimpea 5 bob, okay, 5 bob, 5,000 shillings to do a particular errand for you. The next time you'll hear from them, oh, nilikuwa nimeshikwa, oh, unajua hata mfuko yangu ilikuwa imetoboka. You know, all those funny excuses. I want us to speak to this group of people when we come back. And then how do you fix those mistrust loopholes if they exist? We take a break with Osieshindwa by Liz Korir.
Mataifa yote yanakufahamu kuwa wewe ni Mungu usiyeshindwa. 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 Usiyeshindwa, usiyeshindwa, wewe ni Mungu usiyeshindwa. Usiyeshindwa, usiyeshindwa, wewe ni Mungu usiyeshindwa. Hey.
Yes, beautiful one. That's a rendition cover of Sarah Kay, and the name is Usia Shindwa. That's being performed by Liz Korir, directed and of course produced by Art in Heart, courtesy of Mwema Nzomo. Remember, Mwema Nzomo is one of our own here. He's been nominated for the Sondeka Awards 2021. Go on to your phones as we speak. Log on to sondekaawards.org/vote And you know what you're gonna do? Simple. Look out for that name, Mwema Nzomo, okay? And vote for Nzomo Pictures and the category creative content online creators. And of course, you can always get the band Fused being produced by one and only Mwema Nzomo. So remember to do that. And in the meantime, tomorrow night I'll be speaking to one Jamia Abdul Yusuf, one of the founder members of Fadil Kardar Leukemia Foundation. We are talking about fight against leukemia in Kenya and beyond. Find out what she has to say, and she's actually one of the nominees of the FOIA Awards of 2021. And she did a good fight. Of course, we'll listen in more from her and get to hear her story and how she's impacting this generation. She fights issues to do with leukemia, if you want to call it blood cancer. Back with me in studio is Coach Collins Bolo, who is unleashing a lot of wisdom. And I want to find out with Coach, ushawahi kuwa na pesa ukachanganywa na mtu and it's family? You know, you can't trust that guy or lady with your money. There are people you cannot even elect them to be the cattle dip representative in your village because dip itapotea. Get me to the family and talk to me about the money and how to, deal with such.
Thank you. Family and finance, a very key issue in relationship. Now, one of the most interesting things is that sometimes we have problem with handling finance because somebody preached to us or someone told us that money is evil. At the moment you see money as evil, you won't develop the skills to handle it and to make it to follow you. That's key problem number one. Money is evil. But the truth of the matter is that money is not evil. And the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil, but not money is evil. Now, most of the people are crippled when it comes to the use and management of finances because of their attitude towards finances. And those attitudes which they grow with, they also come with it into marriage relationship, which brings problem. Now, when you talk about the issue of finances, it's very key and important for us to understand the behavior in which you have in your relationship in context to money has a lot to do on your view about money, your culture of handling money, and your skills of multiplying money. Very key. It has to be seen in your relationship and also in your businesses outside your home. Now, because our attitudes most of the times are not appropriate, money repels. We become repellent to money most of the time. And even for those who get it, it just moves out. We use it in the wrong way because we don't see its value within our relationship. So a good example, you find a young man marrying a beautiful young lady, well-groomed, good like body shape. She knows how to put herself very well. The moment she gets married, now how to pump resources on her even to look appropriate disappears. Give him a 2 or 3 years, she looks like a grandmother. Why? Because the concept of use of money towards grooming your spouse and grooming yourself does not exist. But some you cannot trust them with money. We have seen it. I know a group of friends who happen to get a very good job out of Kenya. And because we're earning six-figure salary, they started sending money to their spouses. And because the amount of money they are receiving, they are ordinary common housewives who are used to take 100 shillings, go and buy mboga, go and buy sukari. That was the kind of culture. Then suddenly, like their husband sells to them like 100,000, it blew their head. For them, it was like they were receiving 100 million. It blew them. Some started getting to drinking and misusing the money, and finally the relationship got broken. The problem was not money, but how to handle money. Now, we need as African people to understand and to learn on how to be friendly with money and the culture of multiplying. A woman has been created to be a powerful individual to multiply anything. Just like she gets a seed and she produces a child. By default, a woman is a good receiver and a powerful multiplier. And this also should be reflected on money by people being taught financial intelligence and the skills of generating and multiplying resources. Once these are not there, and also financial management, one of my mentors, the late Dr. Miles Monroe, said, if he would get opportunity again today and to go back to school and learn, we'll go back and learn about management. Why? He said that the skills of management plays a very key role in multiplying resources, and God designed human being to be a manager and one who can multiply resources which has been given. That's why the goal had to be hidden, and one had to seek for it, get it, and add value on it so that it can increase and multiply input out of it. So both men and women need the skill on how to multiply resources. Once they are not there, we'll misuse. And the moment we misuse, financial trust goes down. No wonder in our society today, we have men who have trusted their wife with the resources, and their wives are multiplying big amounts of resources from them. Yet we have others who do the same kind of thing and they totally regret. The only thing they can give to their wife is the ability to produce children. Money, X. On the same note, we have men who are very poor in handling and managing resources. If the wife will do a mistake to let the money land in the hands of the husband, it is as good as vapor, because the skills to produce does not exist except the skill to consume. So we need to learn this. And that's why in our premarital counseling, whenever I do, I give room for a session for finances and marriage, so that people won't lose trust because of issues of financial management.
Thank you, Coach. And there's also something I want to, just a follow-up question. What happens if I can't trust you with money? Does it also affect the long-term ways on how we decide on the on who does what in the family, such that, you know, there are men, they cannot even be asked to go and buy food in the supermarket, because by the time they leave, they were asked to buy bread, they'll come back drunk, and the children will sleep hungry. So does it then also compromise your position as a man or woman in that relationship? And how does it, you know, affect us as a family?
When you find yourself, you have gotten to a point whereby you cannot trust any of the partners on money matters, one of the key things which is paramount is for you to sit down and discuss the issue of money, so that each and every person can have his positive stand on matters of money in the context of that time. Probably at this moment, the husband is not trusted in handling money because he's having a disease like alcohol addiction or drug addiction, or the wife has the same. So he can work very well for 30 days, but the moment the check matures, the disease is like another devil. Finish the money. And once the money is finished, they are okay for another 30 days. So you need to get to a point of understanding. Like at such kind of a case, a woman came to me and she told me that I'm fed up with my husband, and where things are, I have to leave him. He doesn't pay school fee for the kids. He doesn't pay for transport. He doesn't pay for the school uniform for my kids. I pay the house rent. I totally do everything. He's quite a useless man. And I've been referred to you so that you can do some counseling therapy to me. And I see if I'll give him another chance or I have to quit out of this marriage. Then I asked a very simple question. If your husband had malaria, would you leave him? He said, no. Why? Because he's sick. What about if he had a problem with TB? Excuse me. And she said, no. Why? Because this man is sick. Why should I leave him? Because he's sick. And then I asked her the last question. Are you aware the addiction that your husband has is a disease and your husband needs treatment? She had never thought of that. So the financial problem was connected to a disease of alcoholism. She told me, thank you for helping me to understand that my husband has a disease called alcoholism, which is interfering with financial management in our family and in our marriage. I met with her 2 years later. I could not even recognize and remember her. And she called me and told me, excuse me, sir, can you remember me? I told her, I don't remember you. I'm the one who came and told me, I told you about the story about my husband. We as a family came together, we took him for treatment. He reformed, today is one of the best person who can manage finances in our family. Thank you for helping me to understand that my husband is sick, mental illness, addiction, and other kind of things. Sometimes it might be problem to do with finances. Now, when you come to dialogue on the same matter and agree, assuming that both partners are sober to agree, it is far much better. If agreeing is not an issue, if you need to involve a third party to help, that's where therapists are around, or close family members, it will help. Another way, come up with a budget based on the income you have. And in the budget, it will indicate where each and every amount of money will be diverted. I know of a man, today is late, used to be our neighbor back in the barracks where we grew up. As much as he was an addict 24/7, but he knew the pocket where he puts money for the school fee, and which pockets he puts money for food, and the one for him to drink by himself. Even if he gets to the bar and you try to hold his right hand pocket, he'll tell you, wachana na mimi, ini pesa bibi na watoto. You say, kabisa.
Mlevi ameomoka.
Mlevi ameomoka. Yeah. Interestingly, this guy, his level of addiction, he could draw a straight line when he's drunk than when he's not drunk. He was one of the best carpenter within the barracks where we grew up. All his children were well educated. He was drunk, but he knew the principle of budgeting. To be drunk is not an excuse. Every man, every woman needs the skill to budget and plan so that financial management can be good. Back to you.
Wow. Such a powerful story, Coach Collins. And in case you're joining us, we are talking to Coach Collins, and the matter we are discussing about is trust. It's the fundamental of every relationship, be it a romantic one, be it business, be it any other side of things you want to see with, it's purely trust. And once it's broken, and you get to a place you're asking yourself, Coach, this is something I cannot take back. And we are asking ourselves, we are supposed to make this place a better place. So how then do we regain that confidence in the people that we have and love and care about? And then what is the way forward? But before that, let's just look at a simple promo and find out what we are talking about.
Everyone tells you to watch out for the following signs and symptoms which might indicate that you are a mental health patient. Everyone gives you a clinical approach on how to tackle your mental health problems. But me, I'm no expert. I'm just an artistic soul with a simple life and a simple approach on how to stay sane in a world designed to drive you insane. Simple, the EP. Enjoy.
And of course, welcome back. That is Simple by Kombo Saumo. You can always follow her on YouTube and get to discover the much stuff she's doing, matters mental health. Remembering that September from the 5th to 11th is the activation week where we get awareness about suicide and prevention of suicide. So if you're struggling with this kind of stuff, reach out. The likes of Coach Collins are here to help you through. They can guide you in case you have stuff you're handling and you're like, my only way out maze nitajitia kitanzi. Don't do that, because we care about you, we love you, and above all, there is help. Coach Collins Bolo, all the way in Mombasa, Kenya. How do we reconcile and rebuild that trust that has been lost? Or for us, kwisha kabisa, kuna solution, it's a dead case.
Thank you. In case trust has been broken in your relationship because maybe your husband or your wife caught you doing something silly, or it was reported that there's some silly things which you are doing which is now actually it has become a threat to interfere with their trust. One of the key things to do, develop an open conversation as partners, as a husband and wife. Come up with the open conversation. Now, within this open conversation, it becomes extremely important for each one of you to understand this. Every crisis in marriage, each partner has a part in which he or she contributes to that problem. So there's nothing like a problem in marriage which it's only one partner who is bad. It is the woman who is bad, or it's only the husband who is bad. If your husband contributed 99% of the problem, can you identify your 1% contribution to the problem? If it is your wife who contributed 99% of the problem, as a husband, can you identify your 1% of the problem? Now, when you talk about open conversation, this is the time whereby each person takes his percentage of creating the problem of mistrust and discussing it. My wife, I am aware that the mistrust between me and you is because of the text which I've been sending to this particular girl or this particular woman. Kindly forgive me. And from today, I'm stopping this kind of conversation. Then, as a wife on your side in the conversation, actually admit, by the way, I, as your wife, I've realized that I have caused this kind of mistrust because I've been suspicious in each and every step you take. From today, I'm going back to the drawing board. You are my man. I will believe in you and I will trust you. Open conversation is very key towards reconciliation. The second thing which is very important is that regard each person as a priority for your life. Let your man be your king. Let your woman be your queen. I usually say this whenever I meet with couples. Men by nature can be submissive. That's why a man can leave his house. He can get all words, bad words, pressure at workplace. He will be submissive so long as he knows I'm going to earn and take money home to my wife and children. By nature, men are very submissive. Now, let him be a cockroach where he works, but make him a king when he gets back home. That's very key. Now, when we talk about making each other priority, what I mean is this. Make him feel a man, and as a man, make your woman feel a queen because she is your priority within your relationship. Very key for your success. In your conversation, work as much as possible to maintain eye contact so that it can build the trust, because sometimes every time someone talks and is shying off, it might make one to be a bit suspicious. Why is he or she shying off on this subject? Those sometimes in our African culture, very sensitive things, we don't look at someone's eye. Those dynamics of culture we also have to bring in, or else you're going to be suspicious of your partner on each and every serious statement, not knowing in our culture such kind of things, we have to look down because of shame. While the white man expects you to look at the eye straight.
Why are you not looking me into the eye? You are lying. You are hiding something.
You are lying. You're hiding something.
You're too afraid to face me.
You're to face me, yes. But it's a cultural issue. Like a good example, in the African context, when a woman talks to a man, he doesn't look to his eyes straight. It's a sign of arrogance. So when she looks down, it doesn't mean you're arrogant. It shows respect. So understanding your nonverbal communication in context is extremely paramount at this particular point so that you don't misjudge one to the other. Another key thing towards restoring your trust is by what we call active listening. Active listening means put everything down and listen to your partner. Now, in listening, try to understand what he says, because sometimes what women say and what they mean is so much different. So be focused to understand what she means than what she says. That's key for men. You can see you are, Ellie, you are amazed.
I'm amazed because sometimes we just listen at what they are saying and not really trying to understand what they are meaning. But why can't they make it so simple? Why must it be complicated, Coach?
No, it's a gender issue. Like your wife can just tell you that, like, you have never loved me. She doesn't mean that you have never loved. She just means I'm not experiencing your love, your affection. I'm missing your affection.
There's another one that tells you, oh, so you are too busy. Continue working. And you're like, sweetheart, I'm working.
What's up?
Like, I'm literally working. You can see that I am working.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't say any other way. I see you are working. So you're trying to, okay, what is the communication there? Kindly help me.
What she's trying to say is simple. I need your attention.
Why can't you just turn it? Ladies, why can't you say, I need your attention? Coach, am I the only man that finds it difficult to understand coded messages unless I'm working in the military?
The power of encoding is very key at this particular point. The power to encode. When she says, Okay, it seems you are too busy. In other words, she's saying, I need your attention, I need your presence. Because the woman of today, what she needs more from a man is presence more than anything else. In the time of poverty, or for those who are experiencing a lot of lack, what they may be deceived to think they need is resources from the man, so that they can compare themselves with the other and most unfortunate around them.
Yeah.
But once resources are there, then you realize there's more to this. What I need from my man is his presence. Very key.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Very, very key. No wonder in middle class and upper class homes, there are more suicide taking place than in slums and low class, whereby people are so social among themselves and they can express their frustration, they can express their happiness to the maximum. Like you can be walking around in town and you see two couples in a big car, or generally even a saloon car. They're not talking. But next to you, you see two couples who are walking by the road and they're laughing.
And they are chewing, you know, they are chewing sugar cane.
They're happy.
And
Yeah. So the guy's chewing the sugar cane. On this other hand, they're saying, hey, blessed are these guys in the car because they're just relaxed. But listen, they're not relaxed. They're so mad with each other and they cannot talk and communicate at the same time. Active listening is very key. For a man, what she means is more key than what she says. Because sometimes women can come up with statements, you'll be shocked, like, oh, what's up? Like such kind of things. It happens. Active listening.
Yeah.
Now, good physical intimacy is very key in reviving trust. As I said before, men have been designed to get satisfaction when sex takes place.
Okay.
For women, sex is emotional. For men, it is first physical, then emotional. Now, sometimes denial for sex to a man might be creating the issue of mistrust, or denying sex for your wife. Because women today, they know the importance and the role of sex within a relationship. Now, physical intimacy becomes very key in building and restoring trust. Now, when I talk about physical intimacy, I'm not talking about you as a man just jumping on your woman, you pour the liquid and you disappear. No. Have some time to converse in the process. In the process of conversing verbally, let the non-verbal, the fingers start working so that you stimulate her and you bring her to the right mood which is required.
Yeah.
Make sure as a man, your focus is to satisfy her first. Get her to the peak before you get to the peak. Very key. Human beings.
Allah. So you are Jama wa mistari na you never told me. That's your talent. You can actually be
That's why I'm a relationship coach.
Awesome.
Yes.
Now I know why you earn your check. You get to the peak before you get to the.
You get to the peak first. You make her first. Make her to get to the peak before you get to the peak as a man. And women have been created in a way that they can have up to 4 different types of orgasm. 4 different types of orgasm. Make her get there. 4. Then get your one good shot. Or after that, you can
one for the road. One for the road. Ladies and gentlemen, time has said we must end this conversation. But you can continue the conversation on Facebook because this cast remains there. Share your ideas with us. Let us know what you would have loved for us to cover and what you love for Coach Collins to cover in our next successful sessions. But next week, Coach, you know, we are talking about this rivalry among siblings. Is it unnecessary? They come and people are, is it jealousy? Is it what? We want to find out next week. But as we do that, remember you can reach out to Coach Collins on Facebook and Instagram. That is Bolo Collins. And of course, Collins Bolo, you can give your handles. And of course, if we want to reach you on email, how can we get to you?
If you want to get to me, to reach me through email, just kindly write Collins collinsbolo@gmail.com. That's much easier. collinsbolo@gmail.com or familylcd@gmail.com. My organization is Family Health, Life Skills, and Career Development. So familylcd@gmail.com, or you can call me straight on my number 0721 605 346.
Okay, again, Coach Collins, the number?
0721 605 346.
346, you said?
Yes.
Sorry about that. That's quite a lengthy one.
Yeah. I can see.
Something missing there, but we have it corrected. And you can always come back. We'll share the details of the contact details on our cast later on in the comment section. And do follow us as we continue bringing you this conversation every single week on the Family Edition. Remember, and tomorrow night we are talking to one and only lady that I love for you to listen much from her. Her name is Yusuf Jimia, and she has an amazing story on how they are tackling and fighting leukemia in Nairobi, Kenya. Not Nairobi, Kenya, but Kenya in general, and around the counties around Kenya. So, Coach Collins, till next time, see you. Na nimeambiwa tutakuwa tukiendelea na this mjadala as we proceed to the next level. It was great having you. Till next time, Coach. Take care. My name is Likuyani. Always you can follow us on Facebook. That is The Arts in Heart, and on YouTube, The Arts in Heart Official. And want to talk to me? That is Likuyani Eli on Facebook. Until next time, have a great evening. I leave you with one Sean Champions with some other guy there that they're doing an amazing job together. See you and good night.
Bange Tony Classic Magayala tujibambe wenye gere wajipange bange Tony Classic simama wakuonye tupige vigelegele wenye chuki wasunune na namba wakaisome na muona baba muona mama wamefurahi wametabasamu na muona dada muona kaka wamefurahi wametabasamu na vizawadi amevileta shangazi na mjomba naye ameleta mavazi na Mola kujalie tumpe jina la bibi sawa tumpe jina la babu toto akizaliwa mama tumpe jina la bibi sawa tumpe jina la babu toto akizaliwa mama. Mtoto huleta baraka, ninavyocheki si hao ni mapacha. Kwanza unavonikamata, wacha tule bata mimi ndo baba. Shemeji leta keki kata, maganji manoti na saka. Vacations twende Dubai, ni nini tapenda mtoto furahi. Kama gari ninazo ka 5, omba Mola atupe uhai. Kimapenzi ndo mimi na dive, nitakupa ndege juwe ndo mawai. Tumpe jina la bibi sawa